The heavy silence of a dimly lit room is shattered by a single phone ringing, its tone urgent, frantic. A father's voice cracks on the other end. "Please, you don't understand. My son, they've taken him." The screen fades to black. Introduction and setup. The air hung thick over Ouagadougou that evening, warm and dense like the whispered secrets of an ancient city. The sun was retreating beyond the dusty horizon, leaving the sky smeared with strokes of burning orange and purple. A final flicker of day before the enveloping night. Captain Ibrahim Traoré sat alone in his modest study, the shadows of the small room playing tricks on his weary eyes. The old clock on the wall ticked, but its hands were frozen at 6:15, a relic from better days, when time still obeyed simple rules. On the battered wooden desk lay a photo, slightly faded and creased at the edges. A young boy with wide, curious eyes bright like the morning sun, his smile untouched by the weight of the world. His son, Mamadou. Since his rise as a young and resolute leader of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim had borne the burdens of war, political turmoil, and a nation's desperate hope. Yet nothing had prepared him for this. The sudden disappearance of his only child, swept into a dark vortex of international politics, accusations, and a crisis that threatened to unravel everything. His heart was a fragile drumbeat in his chest, pulsing with grief, disbelief, and an almost unbearable fear, conflict or challenge introduced. 2 weeks earlier, Mamadou had boarded a plane bound for Washington, D.C., a visit meant to foster understanding and peace between nations, a simple diplomatic mission for a young boy thrust into grown-up shadows. But Mamadou never arrived at his destination. Instead, rumors swirled, his name erased from official records, his whereabouts unknown. Whispers grew into loud accusations. The United States government had allegedly abducted the son of Captain Traoré. The claim ignited diplomatic firestorms, accusations of kidnapping, and shattered trust between nations. Captain Traoré's aides scrambled to find answers, but the labyrinth of bureaucracy and secrecy swallowed each attempt. One night, as rain pounded relentlessly on the tin roof of his home, a soft knock interrupted Ibrahim's vigil. Standing at the door was an unlikely visitor, a boy no older than Mamadou, thin, cloaked in tattered clothes, his eyes dark and haunted yet fierce with urgency. "I know where your son is," the boy whispered, voice trembling yet certain. Rising tension and emotional exchange. Ibrahim's heart jolted. He stared at the stranger, distrust and desperation mingling in his gaze. "How could you possibly know?" he demanded, his voice a rough edge over the storm's howl. The boy hesitated, then stepped forward, hands trembling as he pulled from his pocket a small worn stone carved with intricate symbols, the very same symbols Mamadou had sketched obsessively during their last days together. "I found this near where they took him. You have to trust me." Ibrahim's chest tightened. This was the first thread, fragile and trembling, that might lead him to his son. Midpoint revelation or twist. Days passed, and the boy, whom Ibrahim learned was named Kofi, revealed a harrowing truth. Mamadou had been detained by a clandestine U.S. agency, hidden in a facility far from the public eye. They suspected him of being a political pawn, a secret leverage against Traoré's rising influence in African geopolitics. But Kofi's story was more than that. He told of other children, lost to similar fates, caught in the cruel machinery of international power plays. Then came the final blow. Kofi was not just a random informant. He was a former detainee, a survivor of the same system that held Mamadou captive. Kofi had escaped through a network of underground activists risking everything for justice. Ibrahim's fury turned to fierce resolve. His son was not alone. Countless others suffered in silence. Climax. Emotional breakthrough. In a moment thick with tension, Ibrahim stood on the floor of the United Nations, the world's eyes fixed on him. His voice was steady but laden with pain. "You think you can silence a father's love? You think you can use a child as a bargaining chip? My son is not your pawn." Tears shimmered in his eyes, not of weakness, but of raw power, the strength born from a father's undying hope. As the crowd watched, a symbolic gesture unfolded. Kofi, once a shadow in the night, now stood beside Traoré, a living testament to resilience and the power of truth. "You're not broken," Traoré told Mamadou during their reunion. "You're becoming." Resolution and quiet closure. The rain had stopped outside. Morning light crept slowly over Ouagadougou, painting the city gold. Mamadou and Ibrahim walked quietly through the bustling streets, the weight of recent events settling into a fragile peace. Kofi, now a trusted ally, walked beside them, a reminder that even in the darkest hours humanity's light endures. Captain Traoré knew the road ahead would be long, filled with challenges not yet seen, but for the first time in weeks, he allowed himself a smile. The broken clock on his wall still refused to tick, but time, he realized, was not about the hands on a face. It was about the moments between them. Call to action. If this story touched your heart, consider subscribing for more inspiring tales of hope, healing, and unexpected kindness. Hit the like button and share this with someone who needs it today.